What's going on, guys? Well, it finally happened. I was driving up and down my gravel road to get to my property the other day, and I noticed a new rattling sound on my dash on my Suburban. Well, it was dark and I couldn't tell what was going on, and I reached around and felt up in here in these holes to see if these bolts had worked loose, because they have done that before. Well, worse than that. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you should be able to see that. That plastic is cracked on that one, and worse on that one. And actually this last one still looks okay, but it was loose and I tightened it up a little bit. So watch out for that, guys. If you've got a I think it's about 95 to 98 or 99 Chevy truck, Suburban, Tahoe, whatever, they all have this same dash right here in it, right? Well, that being said, there's no metal back there like the old days. The old trucks like that one over there have a metal cap underneath them, right? So this will never happen because it's supported. But on this truck here, it does go down and touch metal, but it's not fully supported like those old rigs. So all this weight that comes out this way, all the electronics, everything else is supported by a couple of little plastic nubbins back here on the back of the dash, and they're prone to cracking. So I've been thinking a lot about this, how I'm going to go about fixing it. And I could go out and try to get some sort of plastic stuff, or maybe some epoxy might work if I, squirted some epoxy in there just right. But what I'm afraid of is if I put the epoxy in there and any of it bleeds through, it's going to make the dash stick to whatever's underneath it, right? And if I ever have to pull the dash, that's going to be a problem. So I'm thinking that I might try to do a quick fix. And there was only one video on YouTube, and I want to give the guy credit for the idea, the original idea, although I feel like I can maybe execute it just a little bit better, because I saw one thing in his video. The guy's name is One Road, I believe, and he has a Suburban almost identical to mine. So I've seen several of his videos, and when I'm looking for information on my truck, but he took some little L brackets and he put them in this way, kind of sticking up and going over the top like that. And then he just put a dash pad over it so he didn't have to look at that. Well, I want to do it just a little bit more custom, I think. And I found these brackets right here that are just flat brackets with a little oval oblong thing. And I don't know if it matters, but you see how there's a slot down there right here in that plastic? I don't want to block that off, but I want my L bracket to go this way, down inside of there like that, and I can't really do it yet because I'm going to have to trim this thing up. It's a little bit too wide. I mean, like maybe a 1/16 too wide. So what I'm going to do is take it over to my grinder and my bench grinder and grind down the side of it a little bit and get it to where it fits in here nicely. Then I'm going to put it on my vise and I'm going to carefully bend the perfect angle. And the plan is I'm going to have this oblonged area here, or oval shape, I guess we'll call it. I'm going to have that slot lined up with this slot so that this metal will go out this way and give me a little support. And you might see, I'm sure you'll see a little bit of the metal up here. Later on, I could come back in, and once the bracket and the theory works properly and I can screw it in, then I can come back in and paint this thing tan or something to try to make it match, or I could paint it black where it would be less noticeable down in there. But that's the plan. I'm going to try to bend this thing just right, and I'm going to have to cut it off, obviously, because I don't want any of it coming up over the top of the dash, because I don't want to put a dash cover on my dash. What sucks about this is that that's the first sign of any cracking on my dash here. Oh yeah, I got the trees in my mirror so my car don't smell. probably be better to drill the holes first before I bend them, but I need to figure out exactly where to put the holes because I want them to be fairly precise, and we're going for that custom work and custom look, so we're getting the duck bills out here. To tighten them up a bit. Just going to get as close as we can. We got our vise pretty tight. We're just going to bend that over. Just kind of looking at it, checking my bend. Probably be better to flip them upside down like so. And I think at this point, that should be pretty nice. All right, so now I can take it out there and drop a couple of them down in the hole and get a measurement about where the hole needs to be. I can always make the hole a little bigger, but Alright, here's the finished product. Turned out really good. I've only done 2 out of the 3. I've still got to do that one more, but that one down there is not cracked yet, so look at that, man. I'm putting pressure on that, guys, and my dash is not moving. That's going to be good. And one other thing I thought about is I could pull these out and paint them, and then maybe put a little bit of glue or epoxy on this metal bracket on the bottom side before I screw it back in, and then that would you know, permanently affix this metal bracket to the plastic part of the dash. Of course, you'd want to clean that out really well underneath there first, but I think for a quick fix to get me down the road, down the gravel road where there's oftentimes washboard surfaces, I think this is going to be the ticket, guys. So get out there and do something. Make your truck better. You know, and another thing about this is if anybody ever steals your rig or something, you could be like, no, that's my truck. You know why I know? Because my shit is custom.
My shit is custom. My shit is custom. My shit is custom.